Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nitya Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Shivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
Nithyanandam Paramashivoham Kevalam Jnanamurtin Bandvatītam Gaganasadisham Tattvamadhyadilakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvari Sakshibhutam Bhavam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namah. Welcome to all viewers who are joining us from all over the world today for this very special Navaratri celebration. And we are now entering shortly into the third day of Navaratri, and we will be celebrating Devi Rajarajeshwari. So let us now enter into the segment and understand who is Devi Rajarajeshwari, manifesting through the supreme consequences of Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Yes, so as on the first day we celebrated Devi Rajarajeshwari, and on the second day we celebrated Devi Meenakshi. Today on the third day we will be celebrating Devi Kamakshi. And all of you in this program will be learning about the Navratri celebrations, the celebration of the divine feminine consciousness, about why the divine energy Devi Parashakti has incarnated again in modern age, and about Devi Parashakti. And you'll be learning the supreme point about the supreme point of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, who has incarnated, who is an incarnation of you. Prepare yourself to experience His face inside you.
So in this program, you will be experiencing the extraordinary compassion of Devi Paramashivoham in you. As a cosmic feminine consciousness, Parashakti liberates you, bestowing her supreme knowledge. She bestows her completion through the worship. Devi Parashakti is worshipped by all the gods and goddesses of Kailasa. And in the Chandi Homa, all of Kailasa request her divine presence to bestow upon you. And through her macrocosmic space, getting mirrored in your inner space. For this step, recommended that you do this exercise sincerely, and you will experience delayed gratification space. And this is the best receptor of the darshan, and you will experience her incarnation in the physical form with the Nijavatara of the Supreme Consciousness.
And your course has its roots in the Hindu cosmology. So each segment is designed using the science detailed by our ancestors in the Kamikagama, Upanishads, the Brahma Sutras, and many more Shastras, of how to invoke deity energies into fire and incarnations. And the ideologies that you carry in the Manonmaya, the mind sheath, and the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the intellect sheath, are too important for this experience. Thus, each segment is designed to work on each kosha, recommended that you attend the complete program for the best experience.
So,
And now with that,
of the
we will
world,
be,
how we move forward. So, as we know, sorry for the technical glitch.
yes, so now with that, we will be moving to the next segment of this program where all of us will be learning more about the power manifestation. We will be seeing the live demonstration of the extraordinary Shaktis, divine powers. And about Devi Kamakshi, the one who we will be celebrating, the form of Devi who we will be celebrating today. All of us will be celebrating the form of Devi Kamakshi. So in the Sri Devi Mahatmyam, it says, Ekai Vaham Jagat Yatra Dvitiya Ka Mama Para, which means I am the only eternal power in the world, which none else the second, and none else the second. So therefore, all these different alankaras and avatars are of Jagannatha. The Jagannatha takes the form of Devi Saraswati and bestows education and knowledge, takes the form of Devi Mahalakshmi and gives wealth, food, and much more. And she also takes the form of Devi Mahakali, Chamundi, during the time of destruction of incomplete people, takes the form of Durga Parameshwari to make her devotees to get rid of all the fear. She takes the form of Devi Meenakshi to bestow boons for career, leadership, and Devi Brahmacharini to heal from all mental disorders, and Devi Kamakshi to complete our relationships, and Devi Annapurni to bestow health and abundance, and Devi Rajrajeshwari to liberate us from natural calamities. Yes, and now with that, we will be getting into the next segment of this program, where all of us will be seeing a live demonstration of the extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers. So today the Balasans, the Nithyananda yogis, and the initiated disciples of the Supreme Court of Hinduism will be manifesting Devi Parashakti. So now, the Balasans, the Nithyananda yogis, and the initiated disciples of the Supreme Court of Hinduism will be manifesting the extraordinary Shaktis awakened in us through the divine powers. Through the Diksha. And in today's Bhava Samadhi Darshan, on this auspicious day of the third day of Navaratri, with all the rituals happening in the temple and with the live darshan that we all had just yesterday night, all of you will also be receiving the initiations into the extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers. And all of you will be manifesting the following powers of third eye, which is seen with eyes blindfolded, and various other powers through the third eye, with the blessings and grace of the Supreme Court of Hinduism. So all of you will be manifesting the following powers of third eye, which is seen with eyes blindfolded, as well as many other powers, such as body scanning, remote vision, and much more. And those of you who might be wondering where exactly the third eye is located and how the third eye works, the third eye is a cosmic browsing center which, upon initiation, one can effortlessly express powers through the third eye and see through the third eye just as you would with your two eyes. So now let us understand more about what exactly are Shaktis, how they manifest, and what is their source. So in the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis, divine powers, and manifesting powers are described as a system, a method in the science for human beings to explore the ways, possibilities, and powers, and have access to various states of consciousness. And Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are a divine and you need to manifest the divine, not that you are a man and you need to reach the divine. And many of you might be thinking, or you might have the idea that Shaktis and Siddhis are the same, but they're actually not the same. The difference between Shaktis and Siddhis are that Shaktis expressed from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection with the divine and high integrity with the Guru and their source of enlightenment, whereas Siddhis are on the path of enlightenment and are powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment. And the Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after the initiation by the avatar and are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not permanent and may divert you from enlightenment. And the source of all these Shaktis, Paramashiva, is the primordial dimsum, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. And as the fundamental base of Abhyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya or the 5 cosmic acts of Shrishti, which is creation, Sthiti, which is sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, which is rejuvenation, Throbhava, which is pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, which is liberating grace for all living entities. And the next, here, all of us know, and the avatar of Paramashiva has come down. The supreme point of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has come down as the 1008th living incarnation and representative of Paramashiva, and the reviver of Kailasa, ancient enlightened Hindu civilization nation, and the great cosmic borderless incarnation. And ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been a cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced sciences. And it was where the science of enlightenment and powers was lived and taught as a lifestyle. And for the first time in modern day, the supreme point of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world at a record-breaking pace, which is never accomplished before. And all of this knowledge and this science of power manifestation is passed down from one generation to the next through the science of Diksha, initiation by enlightened gurus. And supreme point of Hinduism, being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age, was trained and taught these sciences to revive the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashiva Jnana, Paramashiva Jnana, and much more. So now let's see how we can awaken these Shaktis in us. How can you manifest these Shaktis yourself? The Supreme Point of Hinduism beautifully says, every ultimate truth, jnana, is mapped into your consciousness, prajna, and manifests as a possibility and power of every being, prajnana. And the science of power manifestation is authenticated with 4 aspects of evidences or pramanas, as said in Sanskrit. So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which is eternal unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. And then the next is the Apta Pramana, which are the experiences and results of Aptas or authorities of Hinduism, where the Vedic rishis and scientists have time-tested and verified these sciences. And the next is the Atma Pramana, which is an account from the life of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of the power manifestation. And then the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Now, some of you might be wondering, what exactly are these Vedas and Agamas? So, the Vedas are the ultimate superior authority for Hinduism and are pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. And the Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology and the applied sciences are expanded. So the Vedas and the Agamas, the Veda Agamas, are given the stages of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. And a reference cited from these Shastras or source scriptures is called the Shastra Pramana. So now, let us all get ready to witness a very unique and very exciting demonstration of the power of third eye. After we go through the Pramanas for the power of third eye, so we will be first seeing the power of third eye, which is seeing with the eyes blindfolded. So the Shastra Pramana for this power of third eye comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishtanmilitalochanaha kramena manasodadyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. And the translation for this verse is, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind in inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Lakshyam by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashiva. And the next is the Apta Pramana, where Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye. Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, Natu maam shakyase drashtu manenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogamaishwaram. So in this verse, Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant you divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence. So this comes from the Hindu Purana Bhagavad Gita, where Bhagavan Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye. And during the revelation of Bhagavad Gita, he initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye, so Arjuna can behold Krishna's Vishnupada there. And this verse specifically is from the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which contains a description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form. And further in this chapter, the Krishna's cosmic form is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through his third eye. And the next is the Atma Pramana. In Swamiji's own words, the first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degrees, 10 directions, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel and experience all of that as me. And the next is the Pratyaksha Pramana. So all of you here can see study measures were done on the brainwaves of the Supreme Point of Hinduism himself using a PET, a positron emission tomography. And it was measured that when doing daily activities, there is high activity measured in the brain where the third eye is located. And when in deep samadhi state, only the third eye region is active and almost 90% of the rest of the brain is at peace. So now, let us all get ready to witness a live demonstration of the powers of third eye, the live Sakshi Pramana. So here with me, I have this eye band, which in front is a thick opaque plastic sheet. And in the back, there's thick black sponge, which will not allow any type of light to enter around the eyes. And now this eye band will be put on my eyes by a volunteer. And once that is done, any of you watching us live on YouTube, you can put your live comments in the YouTube comment section. And this eye band will be put on my eyes. And actually, this eye band is certified by ophthalmologists. It is usually given to people who are suffering from insomnia so they can have better sleep. So this eye band will now be put on my eyes. And once that is done, as I said earlier, you can start, any of you watching us right now, you can put your comments in the live YouTube comment section and I will be reading it through the third eye. So now the eye band will be put on my eyes and all of you can see as it is being put. It's a little tighter. Yes. So now the I-band has been put. Can you move a little to the right? Yes. So now the I-band has been put. I will be turning to my right, left, up, and down. So now all of you can see that there is no gaps anywhere. And now the YouTube comment section will be projected in front of me, and we'll also be projecting it for all of you. And any of you watching us live on YouTube, you can put your comments. Yes, we already have a comment from Ainar Zabotinzaya who's put Nithyanandam, and then he has again put Fuchsia, Fuchsia. And yes, we'll be projecting the comments for all of you in a moment. And anyone else also watching us, even you can put your comments. It can be anything that you would like me to read. Now, the comment by Ainar Zabotinzaya who has put Nithyanandam and then Fuchsia. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. So it's F-R. And Ainar Zabotinzaya has now again put a comment saying Fluffy Cat went for a walk and made a friend. Yes, and I think this is a continuation sentence of yesterday. If I'm not wrong, Ainar Zabotinzaya also put a comment yesterday, but only half the sentence of Fluffy Cat went for a walk. So today it's a longer sentence. And yes, anyone else also watching us right now, you can put anything that you would like me to read. You can also share your experience or what you felt about the grand and divine celebrations that we had on these first 2 days of Navaratri, and today we're on the third day. Yes, now Ainar Zabotinzaya has put I am Fluffy Cat and then smiley emoji. Yes, and anyone else also, you can put anything that you would like me to read. It can be a sequence of emojis, numbers, letters, words, sentences, a random sentence that does not make sense at all. And it can even be a mix of things. It can be a different language. It can be anything. Okay, so now we will be moving on to the next power. For that, I request the volunteer to now remove the I-band. All of you can see as the I-band is being removed. And yes, I think we have another comment from Ainar Zabotinzaya who has put aphidoistomatitis, which is a scientific term, I guess. So it's APHTHOUSSTOMATITIS. Yes. And about that, Alice Ma has put hello, how is everyone doing? And Then she has put a colon and then a bracket, which makes a smiley, face. And we have another comment from Ajni, who has put a cat emoji. Okay, would anyone else also like to put anything else? Okay. So now, with that, we'll be moving on. I request the volunteer to now remove the IBAN. So all of you can see the IBAN as we are removing it. There's nothing added or removed from it. It's just as it was. And now we will be moving to the next power, the power of body scanning, which awakens the ability to scan in-depth illnesses, diseases, medically diagnosed issues in the body, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally. And the best part is that we can even scan a solution for the problem. So now we'll be going through the pramanas for the power of body scanning. So the Shastra Pramana comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmatarani cha tattvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para. And the translation for this verse is, in this verse, Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body, Swadeha, or of the whole universe, simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause, Paramashiva. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi Adi Shakti, is revealed, and supreme power manifestation happens. And the next, the Apta Pramana for this power, comes from the life of a Siddha whose name is Teraya. And Teraya was one of a prominent disciple of Agastya. And one day, a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agastya for healing. Agastya then uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. And he reveals that there is a small Terai, a type of frog, sitting in the person's brain. Agastya immediately instructs Teraya, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. And once the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and cured of the headache. And the next is the Atma Pramana, which was revealed by the Supreme Founder of Hinduism himself on how he uses the power of body scanning. He revealed it on the 22nd of December 2019, paraphrasing his words. Only when I had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At that time, we detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through body scanning, I found out what the imbalances had happened and where balances had to be done. I used allopathy as a second opinion to verify my findings. And the next is the Sakshi Pramana. So all of you here can see just a few sharings, but around the world, thousands have shared their experience of this power of body scanning, how they have successfully manifested this power after being initiated. And now each of you will be witnessing a live demonstration of this power, and you will also be able to manifest this power yourself after the initiation. So now anyone who would like a body scan, you can put your comments in the live YouTube comment section. And we will be doing a body scan for you. Yes, so we have a comment from Ainas about Zaya, who has put, I have pain in my head, temples, and swelling lymph nodes, also around head. What could be best way to detox my brain with supplement or some specific herb? Paramashivoham can be a technique. And yes, Ayana will be scanning for you. And Ma Alice has also asked for a scan. Yes, Ma, I will be scanning for you also after Ayana has about Zaya. Yes, so Aina is about Zaya. What I was able to see for you is the reason for the headache and for the pain in your head was that it does all the problems in your head and actually above in your upper body, all the problems that you have mainly is any like any consistent pain kind of thing that you're having or shooting pain that you are having anywhere in the upper body is actually due to the blood circulation not being as it's supposed to. The blood circulation is not proper. And right now, especially for your head, the blood circulation, it is happening, but not properly as it should. So the solution that I was able to see, what Paramashiva revealed, was that every day you should start doing at least half an hour of yoga and 10 minutes of pranayama. You can do Trinetri Kumbhaka or any other pranayama which you are comfortable with. Do the which out of the 108 kriyas and that Swamiji has revealed, whichever you can see and do that. Do that at least for 10 minutes. Do a pranayama for 10 minutes, yoga for at least 30 minutes. And if you have basma, you can apply basma on your forehead in the nights before you sleep. And even throughout the day, at least 2 or 3 times. Even if in the middle of the day you forget, in the morning and the evening, apply a little bit pure coconut oil on your temples and just let it be there. And that will help in healing you, Aya. So this is what I was able to see for you, Aina, as a Aya. And Ma Alice, now I will be scanning for you. Yes, so Ma Alice, what I was able to see for you was that both in your legs and your hands, I was able to see that your skin is getting little dry. And also, I was able to see that recently something, you hurt your hand or you your hand has gotten a little bit sprained and you're having often you're getting some pain in your hands. And the solution that I was able to see for this was just sit in front of an Atmurti or sit in front of a picture of Swamiji and just you can, if you have an Atmalinga, you can keep the Atmalinga on the hand and just sit for some time chanting the Mahavakya. If not, just sit in front of Swamiji for some time with the declaration to heal your hand. Request Swamiji to heal the hand in your entire body itself, and chant the Mahavakya a few times, and you will see that you will be healed. And apart from that, I was also able to see some white particles in your stomach, which I was able to see it will get cleansed by itself. It is not any major issue, but you also have it by itself, it will go, but to get it out faster and to keep your body more clean, I was able to see that you should drink jeera water. So jeera water with little few pinches of turmeric. If you drink that, it will when it's hot itself. So just drink that, and that will help in cleansing the stomach. So this is what I was able to see for you. And for some reason, I was also actually able to see horses, which I was able to see horses, which after that I couldn't see anything. I was actually able to see horses. So if you're able to relate to something, and this is what I was able to see for you. And Aina Zabotin Zaya has asked, what is the root cause of the restricted blood flow happening in me? Yes, Aya, what I was able to see it is only because of lots of is just because of lots of the toxins getting accumulated in the body and getting stuck everywhere and getting accumulated in few places. It is when you cleanse the body, automatically it will start happening. And so when you do the yoga, the pranayama, and when you do the solutions, I was able to see that your body coconut oil, doing yoga 1 hour per day, and 108 Kumbhakas also. It's around 10 minutes maybe. Yes. And Ma Alice has also gone back saying, thank you again, beautifully manifestation. I was joking about adopting a horse, keeping it in my apartment. Oh wow. Okay. That's great, Ma. And this happened a few days ago. Okay. So yes, that was revealed by the third eye. So maybe in the near future you maybe actually be getting a horse. You never know. So yes. Now with that, I thank all of you who have joined us for this power manifestation segment. And we will now be moving to the further segments of this program where all of us will be continuing to learn about how the world is today and Kailasa, how the world is today and how Kailasa is today. And we will continue to learn about Devi Kamakshi. Yes. So now, in this next segment, let us learn about the world today and the way forward. Yes, we apologize for the technical glitch. So now let us learn about the world today and the way forward. So per day, additional 0.002% of population is getting infected by COVID-19 around the world. And the facts are that total confirmed cases of COVID-19 cases is 233 million, which is 3% of the world as of 5 by 54 CEST on the 1st of October 2021, including 4 million, 4.7 million confirmed deaths. And Healthline.com states that new COVID-19 cases have risen to more than 150,000 per day in the United States, and an average population increases the average population increase per day is 175, 100, 174, 893 per day. So the rate of those getting infected is almost an average rate of population growth. And the total confirmed COVID-19 cases is about 3%, 3% of the population and rising daily at all times. And so in status quo, the world population is to decline in 170 years. That's only 3 generations ahead. And as it says, the total confirmed COVID-19 cases is 3% of the population and is rising continuously every day. And the vaccination not known to be the solution or available at any time line for the world. An average deaths per day is 126,000 plus 126,500 plus at 0.562% of the world. An average deaths per year is 44 million plus, and it is growing each day. And if we just say, for our understanding, that population growth per day and the death rate are moving at the same rate, we are looking at human civilization decline in the next 3 generations. So here you can see the need of a global solution that works across all national policies. So you can see the situations by the WHO regions. So you can see it in America, in Europe, in Southeast Asia, in the Eastern Mediterranean, then the Western Pacific, and in Africa. And according to the United Nations, a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to rise, and the window to slow or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing. And immediate precautionary methods is to protecting ourselves, follow the local government's guidelines and regulations, but affect on our survival needs like food, clothes, shelter, and especially the less privileged whom we call poor, for whom resources are not immediately available is unknown. And the bereavement, isolation, loss of income, and fear are triggering conditions or exacerbating existing ones. And many people may be facing increased levels of alcohol and drug use, insomnia, and anxiety. These are the immediate precautionary methods. So, as we said earlier, the immediate precautionary methods that you need to take is to protecting yourself by getting into quarantine, following the local government's guidance and guidelines and regulations, but even then, the effects of our survival need like food, clothes, shelters, and especially the less privileged, whom we call poor, for whom reserves are not immediately available, is unknown. So, what is the karma that caused COVID-19? In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, 4th Adhyaya, 4th Brahmana, and 5th mantra, it defines karma as it does it and acts. So it becomes by doing good, it becomes good, and by doing evil, it becomes evil, it becomes virtuous to good acts and vicious through evil acts. And the verse says, Yatakari Tata Bhavati Sadhukari Sadhu Bhavati Papakari Papi Bhavati Punya Punyena Karmana Bhavati Papa Papena. So here you can all see the statistics also of mental health spike amid pandemic fears. COVID-19. So 83% of wild mammals have become extinct, and stopping the idea that whole planet Earth belongs to only human race. And the second is that we forgot to share the world with others. So let us set a trend of moving to nature-based lifestyle. Let us stop torturing, killing animals, and drop the idea that planet Earth is exclusively for us. And let us set a trend of moving to nature-based lifestyle. And let's stop torturing, killing animals, and let's drop the idea that the planet is exclusively for us.
And let's talk about when you kill animals, when you keep livestock and kill animals, not only you disturb the environment, you disturb the ecosystem by releasing so much of the suffering. And here you can see fresh water used for producing 1 kg of food. You can look at how much fresh water is used. Over 15,000 liters of fresh water is used for beef, and compared to tofu or any plant-based food, which is less than 5,000. So almost all animal-based food is more than 5,000. So any meat is more than 5,000, well over 5,000 liters just to produce 1 kg of food, versus all plant-based food is very much less than 5,000 liters of water just to produce 1 kg of plant-based food. So you can see how much of a drain of resources meat-based products are.
And what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? As per Hinduism, the purpose of the world and the primary primary principle of the universe is let us all coexist and celebrate our life. Ahimsa Paramo Dharma. Non-violence is the ultimate natural law of life. So let us stop that and stop all actions from anger, lust, greed, privacy, and delusion. Aparigraha, asteya or himsa, the lifestyle of non-stealing, living with minimal things and non-violence. So every crisis that humanity faces, Hinduism has found solutions, and Hinduism is the religion which has seen at least 5 complete wiping out of planets, wiping out of the civilization. And we have the knowledge, we have recorded and documented every time when the civilization is wiped out and how it is rebuilt. And the world pandemic history and the Hindu solutions, here are a few, where Bhagavan Vishnu incarnated to bring the Vedas and Agamas back from the dark energy during the manifestation of the universe in the form of a fish, the Matsyavatara, and landed it on the planet Earth to give it to Brahma. And after that, after the great deluge, Bhagavan Vishnu brought Manu's book and the Vedas and Agamas, the whole thing, and restarts the civilization. That is why the Pandya kingdom, the earliest kingdom, has a fish as their emblem. And Karikal is the place where the boat was brought to the land by the Matsyavatara, from where the whole Pandya civilization started. And during King Ravana's reign, 7 crore people, Bhagavan Sri Ram, the 54 deshas, from the evil reign of the king, and that is detailed in the Ramayana. And King Duryodhana, who almost led the world to a nuclear collapse, and Bhagavan Sri Krishna incarnated to end the apocalypse, and it is detailed in the epic poem Mahabharata. And Bhagavan Mahadeva, Paramashiva himself, protected the city of Varanasi and said, I will hold these people, protect them even during the Pralaya. Even when the whole world is destroyed during the Great Deluge, I will hold these guys in the tip of my Trishula. And in the Upanishads, the rishis celebrate the happening of the incarnation who comes down to liberate people from crisis. And it comes from the Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 3, the Bhriguvali, section 10. And the rishis sing and dance in the ecstasy of enlightenment and Kundalini awakening. They say, Ha 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 vu ahamannam 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 ahamannado ahamannado ahamannadaha.
And the ultimate consciousness happens again and again as Acharya, as Guru, and as incarnation. Paramashiva reaching out to liberate individual souls from bondages through knowledge is Acharya. Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls from the bondage, free from the bondage through initiation, Shakti Pada and Shaktini Pada is Guru. And Paramashiva reaching out to the individual souls and intervening in their karmas, altering it, reducing it, and deleting it, completing it, and changing it. The happenings of the past, present, future is Leela, and the manifestations who do the Leelas are.
And the ultimate consciousness happens again and again as the Acharya Guru and as incarnations. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna, who is an incarnation of Bhagavan Vishnu, also promises Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata Abhyuktanama Dharmasya Tadatmanam Shridhamaham, which means whenever there is a decline in real consciousness, the collective unconsciousness increases. To establish the righteousness of the eternal consciousness, the science of I myself appear millennium after millennium. Sambhavami Yuge Yuge.
So let us understand now the significance of Navaratri during this deluge, during Pralaya.
And so let us first invoke Devi Parashakti for refuge from all foes. So in the Devi Paramashakti, so Devi Paramashakti in the Devi Mahatmya portion of the Markandeya Purana gives the boon to all beings. Abada danavota bhavishyati tada tada vatiryaham karishyam yari samshayam. So this comes from the 11th chapter of and verse 55. And the translation is, whenever trouble arises due to the utterant demons, I shall incarnate and destroy the foes.
So let us celebrate Devi Paramashakti and invoke her blessing. Devi Paramashakti is the Devi Mahatmya of the Markandeya Purana gives the boon to all beings, and whoever with a concentrated mind shall pray to me constantly with these hymns, I shall without doubt put down every trouble of his. May this poem of my glories quell all epidemic calamities, as also natural calamities.
And the Navratri is the divine feminine consciousness, Devi Parashakti, who received the Agamas, and Bhagwan Vishnu, who made the Agamas as the software for the whole universe to restart the civilization. Both the divine energies are celebrated for these auspicious 9 days. So now there is the significance of Kailash as Navaratri, revealed by the Supreme Point of Hinduism. Yes, and we apologize for the technical glitch. You can always watch the video on YouTube. The video is available on YouTube, and Swamiji has spoken elaborately on celebrations of Navaratri and on Devi Parashakti. So Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source energy, and the divine consort of Bhagwan Paramashivoham, and the source power from which all of us came, in which all of us are in even now, and in which all of us are going to merge. And it is like how the wave starts from the ocean, raises from the oceans and stays in the ocean and merges with the ocean. The same way we all start from Parashakti, raise in Parashakti and merge in Parashakti. And in the Netra Rahasya, chapter 1, verse 25, there's a verse that says, तदोजस्वौजसां सर्वं शाश्वतं ह्यचलं ध्रुवं सा ममे च पराशक्ति शक्तियुक्ता स्वभावजा. And the translation is, it is like my own life-filled energy, Viriam, my own self-knowledge, indeed my supreme space. It is the essence of all Viriam, the strongest of the strong, certainly and without any doubt. It is the ojas of all ojas, the perpetual eternity itself, which is immovable and established from me. She is known as Supreme Icha Shakti, one with Parashakti, born from my own nature, endowed with all powers.
And during Navaratri, awaken the sacred feminine consciousness. Only feminine energy can be given the word sacred, because when it is awakened, it does so much in your system. It is something to do with the inner quality. So the definition of feminism, as per Vedic tradition, is not giving up. So you can awaken the sacred feminine consciousness inside of you during this Navaratri. Chandi is the Stotra form of Devi. Chandi Mahadevi, Maha energy, Paramashakti. The verse from Chandi describing the glory of the divine feminine consciousness. The divine feminine consciousness exists in all. Whatever exists, Sarva Bhuteshu Matru, in the form of the ultimate creativity, mother, and who is residing. Namaste, 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 namo namaha. I bow down, I bow down, I bow down, I surrender. It's amazing. It's amazing, Stotra. The during the Chandi Homa, recite the Devi Mapta to give to experience enlightenment. And the Vedic tradition, in the Vedic tradition, there are two literatures, 700 shlokas, which can directly give you enlightenment, the experience of enlightenment. One of these 700 shlokas is the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita, is linguistic in its importance. And you can understand and try to practice it. The other 700 shloka is the technique, the chandi, the saptashati, which can directly lead you to enlightenment just by reciting it. Its phonetic importance is there is experience it just by reciting it. The Chandi Homa is the hologram of the Vedic tradition. All the Hindu Sanskrit literatures, the Vedic Sanskrit literatures, if you put them together, it will be at least 10 million. At least 10 million shlokas means crores. If all the 10 million were lost except this 700, this Chandi, the verses on the sacred feminine energy, the whole tradition will be revived. And in the Chandi, there are two ways to enlightenment. One, you can remember constantly you are Devi, the cosmic mother. And two, you can recite whatever you can. The sounds of sacred Chandi, the 700 verses. And these are the two ways you can experience a big transformation in your life. And Chandi has enlightened masters, all enlightened masters worship Devi. So, for example, Ramakrishna says very beautifully, Shiva is Brahman, but Devi has the key to reach the Brahman. Unless she opens, nobody can reach. Very beautifully, he describes like a house scene. Even though husband is the owner, he doesn't have the key. It is hanging in the hip of the mother. Either you need to fall at her feet, at the feet of the mother, or maybe the son, small kids who are already near the mother. They can go and have the right to remove the key from the hip. Kailasa's is the direct way to praise the mother goddess. The 9 days are 9 expressions of Devi Paramashivoham, the energy of Devi, and the energy of Devi will be gracing us, manifesting in the Nijavadara, the green font of baptism, Jagat Guru Maha Sanidana, His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam. Kailasa's Chandi Homa, personally being conducted by Devi's divine energy, makes you awaken yourself to the knowledge, the science from the Agamas, the Chandi Homa, the science from the Rig Veda, and the initiation, the Darshan, science from the Agamas. And during Kailasa's Chandi Homa, you can burn all of the negativity in your life in the Chandi Devi Bhava. When Chandi Devi kills the Rakshasas, she frees us by destroying our own negativity. And you can chant the mantra Om Aim Chamutaye Viche Vaha. It will simply awaken the Kundalini Shakti, the vital energy which lies dormant in the base energy center of the bottom of your spine. It will transform your whole being, raise you to a different frequency of consciousness. Sorry for the technical.
Yes. Now, we all learned how the world is today and how Kailasa and Hinduism is providing the solution. So now let us learn more about Devi Kamakshi and what Devi has revealed in the Devi Mahatmya. Let us now learn about Devi Kamakshi, the form of Devi who we will be celebrating on today, on the 3rd day of Navaratri. So in the Devi Mahatmyam, the Sri Devi Mahatmyam says, Ekai Vaham Jagat Yatra Vitiya Ka Mama Para, which means I am the only eternal power of the world and none else, the second. Therefore, all the different alankaras and avatars are Jagannatha, and that Jagannatha takes the form of Devi Saraswati and bestows education and knowledge, takes the form of Devi Mahalakshmi and gives wealth and food, and much more. Yes, we can go to the previous slide. We can go to the previous slide. Yes, so to take form, she takes many forms, and she takes the form of Devi Mahakali, Chamundi, during the time of destruction of incomplete people. She takes the form of Durga Parameshwari to make her devotees to get rid of all the fear. Devi Meenakshi takes the form of Devi Meenakshi to bestow boons for career and leadership. She takes the form of Brahmacharni to heal from all mental disorders. She takes the form of Devi Kamakshi to complete our relationships. She takes the form of Devi Annapurni to bestow health, to form of Radharajeshwari to liberate us from natural calamities. And in chapter 11 of the Devi Mahatmyam and verse 35, Devi Kamakshi graces us to and grants boons, and it says, Pranatanam prasidatvam Devi Vishvarti Harini Trailokyavasini Nidye Lokanam Varada Bhava. And the translation is, the Divine Mother says, O Devi, you who remove the afflictions of the universe, be gracious to us who have bowed to you. O you worthy of adoration by the dwellers of the three worlds, be a boon giver to the worlds.
Devi Kamakshi brought the signs of enlightening the world. Devi Kamakshi's Jiva Samadhi is in Kanchipuram. She came down and did tapas towards Paramashiva and became enlightened. Kamakshi's presence in Kanchipuram still radiates the highest sensitivity. You can worship Devi Kamakshi, awakening the sacred feminine consciousness in every one of us. And this is the oldest mother worship tradition.
And there's beautifully in the Kamakshi Stotram, Shrinkaratmaka Varna Matra Patanandriyam Shriyam Tanvitam Chinmataram Bhuvaneshwarim Anudinam Viksha Pradana Kshamam Vishwa Ankhauga Nivarinim Vimalinim Vishwambharam Matrikam Kamakshim Paripurna Chandravadanam Vande Mahesha Priyam.
The meaning of the Stotram. Salutations to Devi Kamakshi, whose nature is expressed by the syllable Ni, by reciting which the powers of Aindri and Shri spread forth. Bhuvaneshwari, the embodiment of pure consciousness, is always showering boons and forgiving sin, who as the all-bearing mother of the world, the stainless and pure, keeps off the sins of the world from the hearts of the devotees, whose face shines like the full moon. We extol Devi Kamakshi, the beloved of Shri Mahesha.
And the next verses are Vagdevi cha yam vadanti munaya kshirabdi kanyeti cha kshoni tanayeti cha shruti giroyam amananti sputam eka aneka palapradam bahuvida Vidakaras Tanvitam Kamakshim Sakalati Vanjana Param Vande Mahesha Priyam.
And the meaning of the verse. Salutations to Devi Kamakshi, who is called as the goddess of speech, Devi Saraswati, and the daughter of the milky ocean, Devi Lakshmi, and the earth-born daughter, Devi Sita, who is the voice behind the Shrutis, and manifesting out of her own will, who is the one bestowing many fruits and manifesting in various forms, and who is the destroyer of all suffering and transcendental in essence. We extol Devi Kamakshi, the beloved of Sri Mahesha.
And the next verse is Kanta Kama Dudapkari Indra Gamana Kamari Vama Angaka Anga Ga Kayas Kalyani Kalitavatara Shubhanga Kasturika Charchita Kampa Silra Prasala Muta Mula Nilaya Karunya Kalolini Kalyanani Karoti Me Bhagavati Kanchi Puri Devata.
Meaning of the verse. Salutations to Devi Kamakshi, who is the beloved of the devotees, and like a milch cow, fulfills their wishes, whose movement is like the king of elephants, and who shares the left half of the body of Sri Shiva, who is the bestower of auspiciousness, incarnated in divine auspicious body, smeared with the perfume of kasturi, who, abiding in the banks of the Kampa River under a mango tree, Amra, surges forth her compassion. Devi Parvati meditated on Sri Shiva on the banks of Kampa River at Kanchipuram. And please make my life happy and prosperous, O divine goddess of Kanchipuram.
Yes, you can go to the next.
Now let us look at Devi Parashakti's divine way from the Chandi Stotram, the Devi Mahatyam Leela.
So today let us meditate on the Leela from the Devi Mahatmyam, where Devi incarnates to save humanity when greed befalls.
And Devi Mahatyam celebrates Devi's grace to protect humanity when greed befalls us. The power of human anger and greed threatens to destroy everything it touches. The goodness of the nurturing earth, the stability of the mountains, the expansive beauty of the ocean, the innocence of the gentle clouds. Under Devi's attack demon Maheshasura changes the form, and from buffalo to lion to man to elephant, every time eluding her death blows.
So like Mahisha, we go through life dissatisfied, often agitated, and sometimes full of rage, and the causes of our misery change over time. One day it's this, and the next day it's something else, and so it goes. Until we can pin down the root cause, our discontent cannot be overcome. And like Maheshasura, that cause his loath to reveal itself.
And Mahesh Asura represents more than monumental rage. His anger is one of his passions that afflict our human awareness. The others are lust, greed, pride, jealousy, and delusion. Let's analyze each of these now. Lust or desire in general is a longing for gratification. We want something. Why? Because we feel something is lacking. We always feel weak.
We feel incomplete, limited, or separated in some way, and when we fall to satisfy a desire, a common response is anger. Or when a desire is satisfied, a common response is greed, that we want more. And so we're caught in an ongoing cycle. To make matters worse, we can add pride and jealousy to the mix.
The root cause of our inner existential discontent and our outward conflict is the feeling deep down inside of us that we are limited, separated, and incomplete. We mistakenly identify with the limited ego, when in fact we are the limitless Atman. The Atman abiding in every person is the true self, the one undivided reality whose essence is pure being, consciousness, bliss.
And in the 8th and 9th chapters, it says, and in the verses it says, salutations to the Devi, to the Mahadevi, salutations always to her who is ever auspicious, salutations to her who is the primordial cause and the sustaining power. With attention we have made obeisance to her. And the 10th verse also says, salutations to her who is terrible, to her who is eternal. Salutations to Gaudi, the supporter of the universe. Salutation always to her who is of the form of the moon and moonlight and happiness itself.
In this country, most of us are Maheshasura, just operating on basic impossibilities. Most of the decisions that we make, every moment we make unconsciously. We take thousands of decisions unconsciously in a day, whether it is thinking or talking or doing. It is done unconsciously without awareness. Devi happened just to liberate us from this karma. That is the reason that we are not able to connect the cause and the effect of things that happen in our lives. We always think we have been dished out unfair results. We are blissfully unaware that it was we who caused the effect. We made it happen by way of unconscious living and ended up incurring more karma.
And there is a way to again and again remind ourselves not to collect karma and to live without the influence of the earlier incurred karma. The first step is to have a clear understanding that karma is powerless in the presence of an incarnation.
Somewhere this karma chakra needs to be broken, and you need to be given a new energy, inspiration, understanding, and possibility. If you are always stuck with this action result cycle, you will never ever be given a chance to taste the possibility. Possibility, taste the possibility can be given to you only when the divine intervention happens in your life. Mahadeva intervenes in your life in the form of Guru. He assumes the form of Guru just to liberate people from the Karma Chakra. and give inspiration, joy, bliss, and cause miracles, and ultimately to give enlightenment itself.
An initiation means the idea or knowledge or the clicks that bring you out of these depressive thoughts, that bring you out of the influence of your karma.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhan, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the Nijavatara of Devi Parashakti herself. The Kailash, one of the Shamla Pitas, Sarvanya Pitas, rare and sacred lineage of pontiffs, has been systematically carried over in an unbroken progression, the chosen emissaries of Lord Paramashiva and Devi, the Guru Mahasanidana pontiffs of Kailash, one of the Shamla Pitas, Sarvanya Pitas, are the direct representatives of the cosmos.
And on the 27th of April 2012, Srila Shri Nithyananda Paramashivoham Paramashivoham was formally appointed as the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasanidhan, the Guru Mahasanidhan of Kailash under the Shyamala Pita Sarvanya Pitam, and is the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor, invested with all the powers, duties, obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual, religious, and customary rites vested in the Kailash under the Shyamala Pita Sarvanya Pitam, and has been reviving its spiritual, religious, and linguistic epicenters to its original glory. So now let us watch a small video on the history of Madurai.
The ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence back to the 3rd century BC, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the cosmic mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malayadwaja Pandian. An able queen and a fearless warrior, Meenakshi expanded her empire right up to Kailash in current China. But when she came face to face with the Lord of Kailash, Shiva himself, she recognized him as her eternal consort and dropped her arms to become Shiva's companion for life.
Along with Shiva, also known as Sundareshwara or the beautiful Lord, Meenakshi reigned over her kingdom for a glorious 166 years.
In course of time, with the rise of Jainism as a religious force, Madurai too fell to its powerful influence, and Shaivism all but vanished from the sacred kingdom where Shiva himself had once walked the earth. The renaissance of Shaivism in Madurai was the sacred task of a child incarnation, Tirunjana Sambandar, one of the 4 visionary saints of Shaiva Siddhanta tradition. The story goes that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy arrived in Madurai to effortlessly defeat the learned Jain monks with his wisdom, healing powers, and spiritual prowess, and restored Madurai to her beloved religion, Shaivism, by reviving the ancient Madurai Adinam and the Meenakshi temple, which had fallen to desolate ruin. Madurai Adinam is today the world's oldest living Hindu organization, with a recorded history alone spanning a glorious 1,500 years, and an unbroken lineage of illustrious pontiffs to this very day. Over the centuries, Madurai Adinam has been patronized by the likes of Tipu Sultan, Robert Nobili, and the poet saint Vallalar. The Pontirai Adinam is known by the title Guru Mahasannidhanam and inherits the responsibility of carrying forward the traditions of Tirunjana Sambandar's sacred work.
On 27th April 2012, a new era began in the history of Madurai Adinam. The 292nd Pontiff, Srila Sri Arunagirinath Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint as the 293rd Pontiff of the Madurai Adinam.
An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary, and an adept in mystical sciences. His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda is revered as a divine incarnation by millions worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, he brought about sweeping changes to the Adinam, including the renovation of the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing, and meditation programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website, and thousands participate in the morning worship and spiritual talks via live streaming and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. Its numerous temples are being restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages are being adopted with basic amenities, education and medical care being provided for all. His Holiness dreams of an authentic Vedic Renaissance for which India has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as an international religious organization. We will fulfill all the responsibilities of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Saiva tradition alive, revived, lived, celebrated all over the world.
With a brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam promises to be more than just another traditional monastery. As a whole generation turns to spirituality for answers, the changes at Madurai Adinam mirror the changing role of spiritual organizations today as power centers and guiding forces, forging the enlightened government of the new world.
Sorry for the technical glitch. Be right back with the slides. Now that we've seen the history of the Madurai Shamla Pita Satyam Pita, the Kailash one of the Shamla Pita Satyam Pita, which is which Swamiji, the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam, is the head of currently. The 292nd Pontiff of Madurai, Sri Arunagirinatha Jnana Sambandha Deshika Paramacharya Swami is the predecessor to the Supreme Concept of Hinduism in the esteemed Guru-based tradition of the kingdom, the Kailash, the Vadashanta Shamadapishta kingdom, the Madurai Adinam. In 2012, the 292nd Guru Mahasannidhanam had the divine vision of Bhagavan Paramashiva and Devi Meenakshi, who instructed him to coronate the Supreme Concept as his successor, the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam. This historic record of Madurai Adinam introducing the successor of the Supreme Concept of Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam is divine Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Watch that video now.
This is a test for Monday.com's new product, Monday Work Docs.
Test number 1, the typing test. So let's see.
Second Guru Mahasannidhanam, Srila Sri Arunagirinatha, Sri Jnana Sambandha Desiga Paramacharya Swamigal also explained his choice for 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam.
Our beloved disciples, the delegates, the head of the branches of all Dhyana Pidams in various centers in Tamil Nadu and India. We are very glad and proud that we were finding out a successor should be appointed for a long time. But as far as Madurai Adinam is concerned, the 291st Guru Mahasannidhanam, the 290th Guru Mahasannidhanam, the 289th Guru Mahasannidhanam, all were genius and sages and saints. Therefore, we thought we had a great mind that our successor should be a genius and a saint and sage. Devi, God has given a very powerful, youngest, youth, and a vital person for my successor. It is a noble gift of Lord Shiva. The Jnana Sambandha Swamigal Adinam is the very, very oldest and ancient mutt in India, which was established in the 6th century by Saint Jnana Sambandha of Sirhari, Tamil Nadu. He was not only propagating the Saiva religion, he was not only propagating the Saiva Siddhanta philosophy, he not only sang 4,000 odd Devaram songs, but also he was striving for the upliftment of the downtrodden people, and he was propagating the praise of Tamil language. He ordered the people to call him as only Tamil Jnana Sambandha, Chandamil Vella Jnana Sambandha, Nattamil Sambandha, Arumare Vella Muniyaga Jnana Sambandha, Nattamil Veragan, Vilayudaya Arindamil Jnana Sambandhan, and so on. Many people, many genius people are our disciples of Madurai. For example, Vadalur, Vallal Ramaliki Adigal, who visited our Adinam several times. and he wrote 3 pages songs about the praise of the Madurai Adinam. He was blessed by the 288 Guru Maha Sannidhanam Sri Sri Swaminatha Sri Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swami. And the Bhaskara Sethupathi of Ramnad Samasthanam was a disciple, and he constructed a bungalow for the stay of Guru Maha Sannidhanam in the Madurai Adinam upstairs. And then the Pasumbar Muthuramalika Dev also, our disciple, he was given a honor that Sanmarka Sanda Maradam by our Guru, 291st Guru Maha Sannidhanam. And the Panditore Keval, the founder of 4th Tamil Sangam in Madurai, and the king of Thurayur, Veera Martanda Mannan, Dudley, a Governor General of London, was our disciple. And so many people, the Professor Mananmani Sundaranar also are our disciple. Not only that, the Mananmani Sundaranar, the professor of a college, who came to our Adinam and wrote a book entitled as The Age of Tirunjana Sambandha. In that book he mentioned that Tirunjana Sambandha of Sirgadi, Tanjavur district, is not only the founder of this mutt. He is not only the one of the Saiva Sabaya Nayanamars. He is not only the popular leader of Tamil Nadu, but also the champion of social equality, who expelled the untouchability even in the 6th century. Therefore, our 293rd Guru Maha Sannidhanam, Sri Sri Nithyananda Paramashivoham, is also a deepest disciple of Saint Tirunjana Sambandha. Not only that, he may be called as the Avadara of Tirunjana Sambandha. The 292nd Guru Maha Sannidhanam and the 293rd Guru Maha Sannidhanam are all ambassadors to the Almighty Lord Shiva. Appointed by the eternal government. Appointed by the eternal government. That is Lord Shiva's government. There is no any tenure of period. Up to the end of our life, we will be the ambassadors. That's the most important one. So according to the Saiva Siddhanta philosophy, according to the Hindu religion, we have come to this earthly world with an impartial judgment of the Almighty God for what we have been doing before in our previous birth. God has made him as 293rd Guru Maha Sannidhanam according to his past karma done by him in his previous birth. Our beloved people, our eyes are opened. Our eyes are opened, but we are unable to assess what will be happening the next moment. The decision of the coronation of the 293rd Guru Maha Sannidhanam is also a decision of the Lord Shiva. Actually, it is not in our hands. It is not in the hands of the 292nd Guru Maha Sannidhanam, but it is absolutely left to Lord Shiva's activities, action. God has selected a dynamic person for me. Dynamic, not only dynamic person, but also gigantic person. The young chap, a greatest propagandist of Hindu religion in this world. The one of the 100 famous Hindu leaders among the 100 Hindu leaders, the great leaders. Sri Paramashivoham Nithyananda Paramashivam is one of the grand leader in Hindu religion. Not only that, in the spiritual world, a living people is Nithyananda. One of the living person, one of the living dignitary, one of the chief representative of this Hindu religion. It is recorded in America.
London.
In all countries, in London, you see, we have great connection in between the Madurai Adinam and the England. The 289th Guru Maha Sannidhanam was honored as Rao Bahadur by the British government. In that connection, Sri Paramashivoham Nithyananda Paramashivam has been given the one of the living people in the Hindu religion by the London government, London people. It is proud, not only proud for the disciples of Dhyanapidam, not only the proud of the delegates of the Dhyanapidam, not only the proud of the Saiva Siddhanta disciples, but also for the whole Tamil people. The one of the 100 most spiritually influenced personalities. Watkins Mind Body magazine, Esoteria magazine in London, it has published this news. Therefore, our beloved Atmans, you are all here. You are all seeing this grand function according to the great grace of the Lord Shiva. The press people are all watching. The news is spreading all over the world. It is the action of Lord Shiva. The 293rd Guru Maha Sannidhanam, we have coronated him as a Pidadipati of Madurai Adinam. He will be not only the 293rd Guru Maha Sannidhanam, but also he will be treated as Tirunjana Sambandha. It is the traditional customary rules and regulations of the Madurai Adinam. According to Saiva Siddhanta philosophy, everything is preordained. mind pre-resolved as per the impartial judgment of the Almighty God, because the Lord Shiva is delivering judgment to all the people in this whole world, irrespective of caste, creed, nationality, and language. Because he is the director of directors. He is the doctor of doctors. He is an engineer of engineers. He is a software engineer of software engineers. He is a prime minister of prime ministers. He is the president of presidents. He is the actor of actors. The saint, the goddess Parvati Devi, is the actress of actresses. He is the Gurumaga Sanidhanam. He is all in all powerful, omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. The Lord Meenakshi Sundareshwara is here. He is all. He is dwelling. He is showering his special blessing to you all. But how to prove the existence of the Lord Shiva and the goddess Parvati? I shall give you an example. This is called mic in English. Tamil Oivangi Karuvi. How it functions. As per the connection with the electricity, it functions. But are we able to see the electricity through our eyes? No. We are unable to see the electricity through our eyes. But actually it is functioning. Likewise, the Almighty God is everywhere. He is beneath us. He is before us. And He is above us. That is called in Tamil Thondra Thunaivan. Therefore, we are all here. So many people are here. Foreign people are here. But every individual is ordained. We are unable to create even a nail or a hair. Everything should be given only by Him. We cannot make our body brilliant, or we cannot make our face, our hands, our legs, or our chest colorful through going to the beauty care center. They are giving creams, they are giving talcum powder, and all, and so on. on. But blacks will be black. Well, colorful people will be colorful. We cannot make us height taller than others. We cannot make weight and height. Everything, whatever may be. We cannot make our wife. We cannot create our wife. We cannot create our husband. We cannot select our place to live. Our profession, our bodily structure, our speech, our voice, our hands, our ears, our mouth, our nose, all are given by the Almighty Lord Shiva. We are all receivers.
And in this video, we saw the 292nd Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Kailash Nithyananda, the predecessor of the Supreme Panchavakkya, explaining how he recognized the Supreme Panchavakkya as the incarnation of Paramashivoham himself, and had the divine vision of Paramashiva and Parashakti, who instructed the Supreme Panchavakkya to be coronated as his successor. And here is the coronation of the Supreme Panchavakkya as the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Kailash Nithyananda Paramashivam.
And here you can see a few more pictures of the coronation of the Supreme Panchavakkya as the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Kailash Nithyananda Paramashivam.
The Supreme Panchavakkya was declared as the successor of the Arunachala Sarvajna by the Guru Parampara at the mere age of 16 on the 24th of May 1994. And in this parampara, started with Yogi Yogananda Puri, and then Ishak Swamigal and Mata Vibhumal, and finally the Supreme Panchavakkya himself, who is successor of all. And
the Supreme Panchavakkya founded the mission of Nithyananda Sangha to revive Kailash internationally at the age of 21 in 1999.
And Supreme Panchavakkya founded the Adi Kailash Sarvajna at the mere age of 24 on the 4th of November 2002. You can see the Supreme Panchavakkya performing the rituals to inaugurate the Adi Kailash Sarvajna.
And the Supreme Panchavakkya was declared as the successor of the Bhagyanagara Sripura Sarvajna Peetham at the age of 26 on the 1st of January 2004.
And the Supreme Panchavakkya is the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamshi Samrajya of the Suryavamshi lineage at the age of 26, is declared and coronated as the emperor of the kingdom. And it revived the Adi Pallava Sarvajna in 2007.
And the Supreme Panchavakkya at the age of 30 was coronated as the successor of the Kashi Sarvajna Peetham in 2008.
And the Supreme Pontifical System was officially coronated as the Mahamangaleshwara, the supreme spiritual head of the Mahanirvaniya Kala, the largest apex monastic order, and the youngest Mahamangaleshwara at the age of 25, 2013. Age of 35, 2013.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the Acharya Mahamangaleshwara of the Attalakada, the oldest monastic order in Hinduism, and which was established by Mahavira himself. By the Acharya Mahamangaleshwar Sukadevanandaji, the then incumbent spiritual head at the age of 35. So at the age of 35, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the Acharya Mahamangaleshwar of the Attalakada.
And the Supreme Pontiff has been coronated as the Guru Mahasanthanam of the Tanjavur Adinam at the age of 36.
And at the age of 36, in 2014, Swamiji was coronated as the Guru Mahasanidanam of the Tiruvarur Adinam.
And the Supreme Pontificism was coronated as the Guru Mahasanthanam of the Vedaranyam Adinam at the age of 36 in 2014.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was also coronated as the Guru Mahasanidanam of Dharmamukti Swargapuram at the age of 37 in 2015.
And the Supreme Pontific was coronated as the Guru Mahasanidanam of the Adi Pita Kolara Math at the age of 37 in 2016.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu pontiffs, leaders, at the age of 36 in 2016.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the most prolific and most used guru in the digital world, and as well as the most read, watched guru across the globe, followed by 1 billion people across the globe.
Prolific, most viewed world, and he is read and watched by millions around the world, and thousands of people follow the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the teacher of Hinduism.
And the world's greatest digital Hindu nation with over 1 billion views is Kailasa. And Kailasa has over 1,100 Facebook pages, over 50 websites, 102 Instagram channels, and 70 initiatives, 458 YouTube channels, 128 Twitter channels, and 12 web TV channels, and has enriched over 1 billion lives digitally and has enriched over 1 billion lives digitally as well.
And 26 years of relentless humanitarian services and initiatives, including free vegetarian food banks, medical services, natural disaster reliefs, women empowerment initiatives, conflict resolutions and peace initiatives, sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies. So throughout these 27 years, the Supreme Pontiff Hinduism has worked relentlessly and intensely, and his hard work throughout these years, has contributed a lot to humanity.
The global initiatives led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism include authoring over 300 books, 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which have been translated into over 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. These are all freely available online for anyone and everyone to access.
So here you can see a few more languages. So just as Supreme Pontiff Hinduism has authored 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, which are English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, and which are translated into languages with more than 1,000 titles. So here in the previous slide, all of you saw English and French. So here you can also see the Tamil books and then the books in Spanish as well.
And Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded. You can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gifting these wonderful books to the world and releasing these some of the books, over 300 books that have been written by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palms of scriptures, and over 20 million digital books.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has over 10,000 hours of discourses delivered and over 1 billion views on all the social media platforms.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also respected as a commentator of all sacred scriptures, such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gitas, Jain Sutras, and much more.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is honored as the leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized leader, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been recognized by state governments, legislators all over the globe, recognizing his contribution to humanity and Hinduism.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is acclaimed as one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personalities by Watkins Mind, Body, Spirit magazine.
And Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the reviver of the Sovereign Order of Kailash, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and the Order of Monks, nuns, and the Hindu diaspora who are working for global peace and to give the superconscious breakthrough to humanity.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailash ecosystems.
and the Supreme Pontiff Hinduism, is also the founder and reviver of over 100 Savagam Pitas around the world.
And the late Mahant Narendra Giriji, the president of the largest apex body of Hinduism, the Bharatiya Akara Parishad, the group of 13 Akaras and over 2 crore sadhus, monks in India, welcomed the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as one day the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasanitanam, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, Swamiji is going to be called the Vishwa Guru, the Guru of the whole world. And he is going to be the spiritual guide for the whole world. And peace will spread in the whole world. People are not yet aware of the energy of Swamiji. In reality, Swamiji is the Svarupa, the form of Bhagavan, God himself. And we are offering prayers not just to a Guru, but to an embodiment of Bhagavan. I am sure that Swamiji must have done intense penance tapas in his childhood and merged into God, as a result of which he is expressing this divine power of God.
And Narendra Giriji, Maharaj, the late Mahan Narendra Giriji, has spoken elaborately on, has spoken about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And this video is available on YouTube, and you can watch it at your own time. And various other heads and Mahants of various Akadas have spoken about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So we also have Sri Shantivira Mahaswamiji, who was the head of the Mata, the oldest recorded Mata in Karnataka, dating back to more than 6,500 years ago, declares with his authority, whenever humanity falls into suffering and pain, Ishwar, the divine himself, does austerities, tapas, for their upliftment. Ishwar is the embodiment of the divine light. Nithyananda Ji Maharaj is seated as the embodied divine light, spreading world peace and serving the whole of humanity from India. Nithyananda Ji is a treasure house of jnana, sacred knowledge. So this is what Sri Shantivira Mahaswamiji has said about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
So we will be entering into this next segment very shortly and understanding how Swamiji Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has happened as Guru for each